You got my fucking money, yes, sir?
What's going on?
And that scene. Now I'm going to get a whole chest tattoo just for that line.
And welcome back to our second podcast of Past the Aux Cord, where we will be focusing on pop culture. And today we will be reviewing the movie The Tax Collector.
Hey. How are you guys doing, though?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just outliving this pandemic.
Yeah. Doing good, too. I think by the time this comes out, I'm already in Portland. But right now that we're recording, I'm getting ready for that. I'm excited, but not excited to be away from home for 2 months.
Yeah. Dude, just think of it this way. You're going to be in a bubble just like basketball players.
I am. I'm literally going to be in a bubble. Yeah. But
take a lot of... I was going to say toys, but that sounds wrong. Just take a lot of, take your video games, things to pass the time.
Your VR glasses.
No, I definitely am going to take some books that I've been wanting to read.
For sure, man.
Definitely going to take my Nintendo Switch, maybe the PS4.
Maybe
for the first time hop in with you guys.
Yeah, catch up on Call of Duty with us.
Yeah.
Nah, but you guys played till 3 a.m. and our call time's probably gonna be like 5 or 6.
Or get Monopoly. We bought that game for nothing. Jesus.
Dude, honestly, I was thinking about that the other day.
$24 of my life.
Sorry, Erwin. He ended up buying the 3-pack.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think I did. I'm still paying it monthly, I think. It is what it is. All right, cool. So let's get into it. Just a brief disclaimer. Spoiler alert, if you have not watched the movie and you plan to watch it, we will be talking a lot about specific things from this movie, The Tax Collector. So be advised. Just tune into next week if you want to skip this episode or come back to episode once you watch the movie.
Yeah.
And kind of share your thoughts with us on social media. Follow us on Instagram. Past the Aux Pod.
Yeah, it's past the .aux pod.
Yep, there we go. And let's get into it, guys. So, who wants to go first?
I apologize if there's like a noise in the background because I'm catching something, but I just don't know where it's coming from.
I have a wild feeling it's the fan, but we turned off every single fan.
Yeah, so just in case if you guys hear this, apologize, but. I'll start. Okay, so Tax Collector. First of all, I was like, wait, is it Tax Collector or is it The Tax Collector? Because, hey, the makes a big difference.
Yeah, no,
but it's the
Tax officially,
Collector.
Yeah, the Tax Collector.
So, really briefly, I think, look, there's a helicopter. We're in LA, by the way, if you're not from LA and you're listening to this. So, a lot of things going on outside. But okay, so I think we should talk a little bit about like some quick facts about the movie. So I have some, and then Moya, I know you did also some research, so you just jump in whenever.
Yeah.
And then Billy too, if you know anything that I missed out or Moya missed out.
Yep.
So it released digitally on August 7th, right? And I guess theaters too.
Right.
Of this year. So literally, as we're recording this, it just came out last week. And just a little background, Billy was like, hey, we should watch this movie, there's kind of a buzz about it. Shia LaBeouf's in it, and it's the cricket.
Man, that cricket
it's loud.
It's loud.
Yeah,
little bastard.
We're recording in the bayou. No, but for real. So yeah, Billy was like, let's watch it. So we watched it, and we have our own thoughts. We'll be dissecting those thoughts as we go on in this episode. But it's directed by David, I want to say Ayer. I don't think it's Ayer, like Spanish. But it could be. I don't know. David Ayer. He directed End of Watch, Street Kings, Fury with Brad Pitt, Suicide Squad.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I
yeah. So, but a lot of filmmakers don't just stop at directing, so they sometimes write and they also produce. So this he also was one of the screenplay writers, and there was like 4 in total.
For Fury?
Well, I don't know, but he directed Fury for sure, and I think he produced it.
Yeah, I loved that movie.
I was gonna say he also was one of the. This is what kind of caught me off guard, but kind of makes sense, like the style of the movie. He was one of the screenplay writers in the Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
Yeah. And Training Day.
I like Denzel. Training Day.
See, now I have such a high expectation.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So he also wrote and produced.
End of Watch, right?
End of Watch. He was executive producer for the Harley Quinn movie Birds of Prey that just came out last year.
Okay.
He did Bright,
hell no.
the Netflix original with Will Smith, and the Orc, the Bright.
Oh, Bright, really?
That one was
dude,
good.
that was good.
He was co-producer for Training Day. So he has a pretty extensive resume, which we'll get into more as like we thought and stuff.
Wow,
about the movie.
I did not know that.
So the movie stars Bobby Soto, Shia LaBeouf, and Cynthia Carmona. They're like the three that are being advertised the most. Bobby Soto is the lead. His name is David in the movie. He's also been in Narcos Mexico, but he wasn't like this is his breakout role, so to say, because he's like the lead. Other than that, he's come out in, like some shorts, short films and other stuff. Shia LaBeouf, obviously, probably the top bill of this movie because he's been very like not controversial only, but just like his name's been out there.
Yeah, I kind of forget how he for a second he was the white Kanye West for a bit.
Yeah, you can kind of say that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's just one of those stories of like a child star that kind of just grew up and kind of got a little crazy or just did some things that were just kind of like iffy, like the way that what's her name, Miley Cyrus or like Lindsay Lohan, you know, they just like we saw them grow up, you know, into these humans that were just like, or these adults that were like, oh okay, you know. So I think that's what like makes him big. But yeah, I mean, he did Even Stevens. That's where we first saw him in Disney Channel, and then we saw like what's it called, Holes, the Disney movie, and then he did a couple other things after that. But then he's just kind of been off the grid, on and off.
I thought you were gonna mention Transformers.
Oh yeah, Transformers big, Disturbia big. What other movies he did? He was in Fury.
His Honey.
Yeah,
Honey. That was a
dude.
I liked it.
Honey Boy. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a good movie to me.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was really looking forward to the fact that he was in this movie, which we'll talk about.
This
later
doesn't fit what the criteria we were shooting, but his fashion, pretty on point. Pretty on point. He was supposed to be one of Kanye's models.
Oh, really?
But he backed down and Justin Bieber took over. So.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Whatever. Dude.
Cynthia Carmona, this is also like a breakout role for her, as for many of the other actors.
Yeah, like a lot of these actors were like, you know how I thought of them? The same way I thought of, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name already, the guy who played Finn, Star Wars, Rey. I felt like they're the fresh batch of new actors, you know, and I mean, I really hope this movie does help them.
I mean, like I said, this is his first role, like lead role in like a big movie too. Or it's not a big movie, but like a bigger movie.
Yeah, like it was pretty out there, especially in social media.
Yeah, and then special appearances. Again, spoiler alert. George Lopez. that one caught me off guard.
It did catch me off guard.
It did.
I had a feeling there was gonna be some big Hispanic like name there, right? But I didn't expect him. Obviously, he's the comedian, right? And so even to this day, I find it hard to find him like in a serious role. Like the first time I ever saw him in a movie I didn't like was.
You said you didn't?
Like
did not like?
I didn't like him in this movie, which goes way back when Shark Boy and Lava Girl, when he was Mr. Electricidad.
I'm Mr. Electric.
Like, okay, bro, you know, but
with his puns.
Yeah. So dumb.
I never saw that movie.
Like, you know, like those are the types of movies that he does, and it's like, okay, that's your role, right?
Yeah, that or waking up at 3 a.m. and seeing him jump it.
Oh.
In front of your TV.
But yeah, I mean, besides him, who else was it? like special appearances?
Lana Parrilla.
Yeah.
So she came out in Once Upon a Time, if you've seen it.
Yep, she did Prison Break as well.
Okay, I didn't know that. And I know she did Lost.
As well, yeah.
So she's like a big TV star. So
Yeah.
to see her in a movie was pretty cool.
Who was are you gonna say one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as Wizard,
Yeah.
the
Mago.
main, I don't know, he's kind of like not a hidden character, but
he's that character you don't see. You only see half of his face.
He's like the Wizard of Oz, literally.
Literally.
Like, because you don't
Pun
find
intended.
maybe this is that's where the
That's
inspiration
that could be.
honestly, but like
That's
this
funny.
character was very, you just heard about him and maybe you saw his silhouette once,
Yeah.
but at the very end, like, you see a little bit more
he
about
is,
him.
yeah.
So yeah, so his name was Jimmy Smits. He was a big like 90s TV star because he was in NYPD Blue and The West Wing. And then for all like the geeks out there, the nerds that like Star Wars, he was Senator Organa, which is Leia's, like the one who took Leia after Anakin had become Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And Padme died, so the twins separated, and then so the guy who plays the senator who took Leia, that's him.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude,
shit.
No. So it's
Dude,
funny
yeah.
because I'm like, I've seen this guy somewhere, but I don't
Dude,
know
that's so
where.
good. No, you're right.
And
when
then
I saw
looked
him,
it
I
up,
was like,
what
where?
the heck? Yeah.
Where?
Now,
But-
if you're like me that has never watched Star Wars, I know him from the show Dexter. He played the
Oh, no
character
way.
Get a
Miguel
load of this
Prado.
guy.
Get a load
Yeah.
of this guy.
Hey man, yeah, that's where I first discovered him. So when I saw him at the end of the movie, I was like, oh dang, like now I can fit his voice to his face. But yeah, he's a great actor.
Yeah, no, for sure, and I think he played this role well too. All right, so that's a quick
Yeah,
facts
much
for
to
us.
play, but sure.
I mean, yeah, but I only know him as Senator Organa, so I'm
Gotcha. That makes sense.
like, for him to play a completely different role,
Got it.
I'm like, okay, he did good.
Okay.
You know who he reminds me of? I know this is kind of off. Oh my god, why am I blanking out? The movie Miklo.
Oh, give me some chon chon.
Yeah, Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah.
His face reminds me of the main guy who was the leader in the.
Oh wait, the main guy. Yeah, the one who like rats out Miklo, right?
No, I'm talking about Mago, right? The actor, the older guy. He reminds me, I thought he was the leader of the gang before Miklo took over.
Yeah, that's right. What's his name?
Oh, that is him?
No. I'm saying that's who you.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, they look
the guy. I just referenced
the short guy.
Yeah. He's like dark skin and has like the frizzy hair. Right?
No,
He
wasn't in charge of the gang.
Well, whatever.
Whatever.
We'll have to review that
Okay,
movie too.
we'll go.
If you
I'll
guys
show
want to
you
see
after.
Blood In, Blood Out being reviewed, let us know.
We'll show you after.
Well, anyway, okay. So now that we're done with like the quick facts, let's just jump into what did we think. So I think Billy should go first. But before we move on, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Not really. I think you got most of it. I think the only thing you didn't mention was the budget. Which was
tell us what was the budget?
30 million. I mean, apparently it's a small budget, but it was a $30 million budget.
Dude, because like if you think about it, these other movies are like hundreds of millions, like dollars.
Yeah,
True.
I mean,
And when you really think about like where them, because okay, like not trying to gloat or anything, but
You gloat, man.
okay, so I work in the film industry and
Oh my
or
gosh.
more the
What a
TV
gloater.
industry, and so like now that I have a better idea of like how money is distributed, like $30 million isn't a lot.
well, I only expect 30 million to be a lot for a movie that's not using a lot of visual effects. Because now in
right.
today's day, like,
But I mean, they did use like, I'm sure like explosives. They did have to budget for like
was
these
there
big
explosives
stars.
in that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, but explosives and like the guns.
The explosives was when they invaded the tire shop.
But
Whatever.
I think the money like it's gonna go to the talent.
Yeah,
There's some
you're
pretty
right.
big names.
15
out
million probably for Shia.
Yeah,
and then
for sure. Like I think,
there, honestly.
like he was right. We know Shia was what is it? Not the main character, but what?
But a high
Yeah,
profile
he's like the high profile, not the sidekick, but like the
support character.
There you go, support
Yeah,
character.
kinda like supporting
But he got
actor.
paid the most. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying?
He's just a big name that like it draws attention.
attention,
Now here's what we get into the next part where I think
Yeah, tell us
they
what
were
you think.
they were very smart in putting the focus on Shia LaBeouf because the rest of those actors aren't at his level, right? So they were very smart at putting him on top of the movie, making it seem like it's all about him. And that's where it came down to where I was a bit disappointed because the movie didn't really revolve around him, right? And so I think that was a bit of the letdown there. But still, I think it was a good movie. You know, I personally feel like it could have been like at least 30 minutes longer to fill in some gaps. There was, for me, like blanks in the storyline that could have helped, or just more action. I think Moya, we were talking about it, and he said like there's literally 2 action scenes, and you know this movie shouts action, you know, and I didn't really get that, you know. So, but yeah, you know, overall I think it was a decent movie. Would I watch it again? For sure. You know, I would.
Friends, yeah.
What do you guys think?
Go. You want to?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, basically like what you said, just like I was played. I felt played.
Okay.
You know, I was catfished, as I wrote in my notes. I really thought that. I mean, that there's nothing wrong with it. You know, that he wasn't the main character.
Right. There's nothing wrong
There's
with
nothing
it.
wrong
I
with
just
it.
think the way they pitched it was wrong.
Right. Like, did you mention the trailer? Right.
I didn't mention the
Okay,
trailer.
so the trailer.
Well,
if
you kind of did because you said they were like making it seem.
Okay,
Shia was-
well,
right, it was like he was the main
to go
guy.
more into detail, like in the trailer, it kind of seemed like the story was revolving around him, you know, and that's what I expected. So
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
When you guys told me like, oh, have you heard of this movie? And I'm
yeah,
like, no.
definitely, and you know, social media obviously hyping it up. You have, you know, Twitter,
right,
like
and
fueling the gas.
The big
of this
hype was
guy.
over his tattoos.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Definitely. Oh. Disconnected my cord, but
Bruh.
we're still live.
Yeah, no, I just think the that helped sell the movie. One,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
two,
They had to.
it made it seem like it was about him. Like I
And-
know that had nothing to do really with the people of the movie,
Yeah.
but they were just grateful. Like, oh, it's getting some type of what is the word? Like it's just getting out there through Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
you know?
He was a walking billboard for that movie, especially with that stomach tattoo.
Oh, for
you
sure.
know? So yeah, you know the trailer was more focused on him, so I had the expectations to like going into the movie. I'm like, he's gonna be the main character. Turns out he's just, I guess, the side character per se. The stomach tattoo, I mean, maybe it was an excuse for him to get a Mexican styled tattoo without being, you know, eaten alive by the, I don't know, social justice warriors.
Yeah, I just think he's known for doing like a lot of method acting. Right?
Yeah,
so once he gets into this, like once he gets into
I
like
haven't heard anything about Shia LaBeouf.
Really? I think that's why he would have like mental breakdowns at the
Oh,
Transformers
really?
stuff. Like,
yeah, so he gets like deep into these characters,
Yeah.
and that's why he got this tattoo.
Okay.
And-
Well, yeah, I heard about that.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, for those that have watched the movie, we don't see those tattoos until
Yeah, the
literally like
tattoos were never shown.
his last scene.
you know, you would just imagine that, you know,
Yeah.
you got a pretty hefty, expensive tattoo, and you would want
Right.
to show it off, but that wasn't a thing. But anywho,
Yeah.
so like I said, social media hyped it up. The trailer played us. I mean, I didn't like the movie, but I mean, I guess we'll.
You didn't like the movie. Got it.
Yeah, we'll. I think we'll go more into detail
Yeah.
later.
Now, is that all you're gonna say?
Yeah.
So for me, I hadn't watched the trailer, so I had no idea what I was getting
Expectations.
myself
Yeah,
into. I just
definitely.
like heard about it, and I think Billy was the one who sent like Instagram post or something about.
No, so you sent me like 'cause it was.
I sent it to you.
I think
right?
it was like We Are Me Too.
Yeah.
Thing on Instagram. It was talking about how he was doing like brownface.
Brownface, yeah. Which, in case of people are not familiar with the term, it's just like using an actor that is not Latino, who is not brown, to portray a character that is brown. So, there was like this talk about it, and then I didn't even read the article, to be honest, but that itself like just told me, oh, that sucks, that someone that is not of color, that someone that's not like Latino or Latinx, like they're portraying a character that is. And so that's just like, it's kind of weird. Honestly, it's weird, but I personally am not like offended, I guess. Maybe it's because I've kind of been, it depends what kind of character, if like the actor can play the character really well, then I'm not like too,
So it all depends on their skill.
For me, more or less. That's just for me.
Yeah.
Because like for someone else, it might be like, oh, well, they should have been, like from Mexican descent. If they're playing a Mexican, they should be from Salvador.
Yeah, but like for me,
so it's like, for example, sorry, have you guys seen the first Narcos, like the first 2 seasons?
No, I never
I did.
watched it.
Okay, so what's his name? Pablo Escobar, his character. Okay, so the actor is actually from Brazil, so he's not Colombian. He's not even like Spanish isn't even his like original language. It's Portuguese.
I did hear something about that.
So when I read, first I hadn't known that, right? I watched it. I loved his character. I loved the show. And then when I read that he was from Brazil, I was like, oh shoot, like I would never notice that. But then watching it again and like watching his performance, I'm like, oh, you can kind of tell Spanish is not his original language, or like that he's not fluent, not just fluent, but like really fluent, because he knows the language enough to like play it off, but not enough to know that was his first language. So I don't have a problem with it, the fact that he's playing Pablo Escobar. I think he did amazing. So something like that.
Yeah, and just to kind of throw another character out there, if you guys have watched All American, the main character, his name is Daniel Ezra. He's actually from like the UK. He has a full-on accent, but then on the show, he sounds like he straight up, grew up in Crenshaw. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So sometimes like I can pass it,
Yeah, no, and for me personally, like I do not feel offended that Shia LaBeouf took on this role,
right?
Because nowhere in there was it like they make it seem like he's a white guy being a Latino or a Cholo or whatever.
Which we'll also get into later, but quickly, so I didn't have a problem with the brown face aspect of it, or like what they were advertising, like on this
I think that was just more
Instagram page. Oh, definitely. But yeah, so I went into it just kind of like, okay, let's see what the hype is about. And then like I saw on Apple like iTunes, it said, oh, one of the top movies this week, and I was like, oh, so it must be getting a lot of attention, and I guess it's bigger than what I thought. So I watched it and I enjoyed it. I didn't like mind it. It's not a movie that I'm gonna tell my friends about. Like when I first watched, which hopefully we'll be able to review later, Hamilton, dude, it's been like a month, I think already, over a month for me since I watched it, and I'm still talking about it. I'm still listening to the soundtrack, and I'm still geeking out about it. So, shut up.
There's always one.
Not a fan of musicals.
But honestly, I enjoyed it. I thought the acting overall, like, we'll talk about it more, but like, it wasn't bad. It was okay. The story was decent. It progressively, like, it got my attention to the point where like I saw myself reacting to a lot of things that were happening in the movie.
Same.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like this movie has my attention.
Yeah, it had
and so
sharp corners.
Yeah, definitely, and it's definitely a movie that I would
watch again.
Watch again. So
yeah, for sure. Now for me, it's the same thing. Like I definitely watch it again. I could recommend it just to more like say like just check it out.
Right.
Not because like, oh, it's an amazing movie.
Right.
It's just more like check it out. Get a vibe for yourself.
Right.
But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a good place to take a break. before we get into the really meaty, gritty dissecting of the movie. You guys go with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Cool. We'll be right back after this.
Catch you
not
on the
message.
flip, fool.
Pensando que estos cabrones quieren que se va a virar. La tecata se sigue vendiendo y no la paran de comprar.
All right, welcome back. We
Yo,
took
yo.
a brief little break there. Hopefully you guys got some water. If you're driving, drive safe, whatever the case may be. But yeah, we're back to it. Now we're gonna get like deep into this movie. Just talk about it, our opinions, and
True
yeah,
feelings.
let's dive into it. Yeah, true feelings.
All right, so I was telling the guys that I took like some notes during the movie, and okay, like let's just start from the beginning. Like that opening was kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
It was.
I told him.
Like the graphics.
On the
oh my
way
goodness.
here, I was like, bro, like, what's
Yeah.
going on? I feel one, invasive, two.
Wait, invasive.
Invasive as in like, I shouldn't be here, even though I've seen so many different scenes.
Okay.
Like, obviously, that involves nudity and stuff like that, but I felt it so
Oh,
cringy.
because like in the bedroom.
Yeah, no, but I meant invasive because it was so cringy, I didn't even want to be in the room.
Well-
like, that scene itself, I felt like it was awkward.
I was talking
The dialogue, at least.
Everything in that scene was, but I'm talking about even before, like with the titles and everything. Like it says love, family.
Oh, yeah, that was
Oh,
cheesy.
yeah.
That's why I
Like, you know
said
what?
F for family.
I think they tried really hard to make this like a very like Hispanic driven
Yeah.
movie.
No, I definitely see that, but I was just like,
And you know, it's a little ironic.
this is
'cause-
2020. Like we can do better than this.
And a little ironic because End of Watch was very like Hispanic based.
Yeah.
So like when you said
yeah.
when I saw that he did End of Watch and all these other movies, I'm like your comment. This is 2020. What's going on with you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I think I could have gotten a college student doing a little better intro
Dude,
than that,
honestly, you could have.
Which, to be honest, I
or
feel
go
like
to Fiverr.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if it was rushed because of this whole coronavirus
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
But I felt like
But even then-
that was forced. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like they had an idea of like, oh, this is gonna be like another hood movie, you know,
Yeah.
another
That
like
is true.
blood in,
I can
blood
see
out,
that.
Yeah, I
another
can
definitely see that.
Another
menace to
classic
society or something like that.
Hispanic movie, yeah.
And you know, maybe to some people it was appealing, but
Yeah.
honestly, it just looked tacky.
if you live that life, vato.
Yeah. Vatos locos forever. Ese. Nah, and then like you said, that scene with the family, like it just looked. Honestly, the acting was not great.
Yeah,
Like to be
yeah.
honest, have you guys seen? Look, not trying to bash on faith-based films, but have you guys seen Fireproof?
No, every faith-based film,
or like any of those
90%
other, like
of
God's
those
Not
movies-
Dead.
90%
It
of those
reminded
movies are
me
just
of
bad,
like
bro.
the beginning of those movies where the acting is terrible and they're trying to like I guess bring some kind of like, oh, this is how people act.
Yeah.
This is how people are when they get together.
They're
And
really
it's
putting
like,
a lot of faith in those people. Let me just say that.
but it's like it's cringy because it's like, yeah, there is some truth to that, but at the same time, it just feels like it's forced. It's not
Yeah.
authentic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not real.
I mean, I do appreciate that the Latino / Mexican culture's in there. Like,
No, for sure.
You know,
I
from
think that's
from
awesome.
the chiles,
the chiles
like
scene.
the smoke.
Oh,
and,
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
like that I
Yeah.
can appreciate because
Sure.
it's something
Yeah,
definitely
we can
relatable.
relate to or whatever.
You know, but
Bro, you eat chile at your house?
nah, I told
Yeah, I
my
was-
mom, when I'm home, don't cook it, bro. Cause,
Oh my gosh.
No,
Well,
no,
no,
Oh,
but-
your mom makes chile?
yeah,
Because I mean, for our listeners, Salvis typically don't eat chile.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know,
racist.
No,
like
they
no, not
don't.
That's very
not like
racist.
chile. Like it's that chile is not like
You
spicy.
need a one-paragraph
It's-
essay on our Instagram
It's,
page.
Oh my god.
What my mom does, she puts like meat inside of the chile.
Chile rellenos?
Yeah, like
Oh,
it's
okay.
a type of chile relleno. Yeah, but
Okay.
but yeah, so it's not spicy, that chile.
Okay. I
Right.
mean, we eat chile.
It's like
here,
green pepper, basically.
But like, I know other Salvis that they don't touch chile.
yeah, oh for
Mm.
sure, and
Still racist.
yeah, I
Just
don't.
kidding.
I don't know the reasons behind it. It might be cultural, but
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah, so you could relate.
Yeah.
I could definitely relate. I appreciated that, right? Because I was
Yeah.
like, they're definitely grabbing the essence.
You know who
of what
doesn't
is to be a
appreciate it,
Latino.
though? Critics. I forgot to mention that.
Oh,
I was
what?
like, a lot of the critics are really like hitting this is too much of a stereotype.
Mm.
And I
Because they
was
don't
like-
know the background. They
Yeah,
probably,
yeah.
they probably white
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, David Crocker, what do you know about chile rellenos, dog? Like,
Chiles or rellenos.
you know? So, like, a lot of critics, like, from Rotten Tomatoes to these other pages that I've been like taking notes on, they're like, this is just another stereotypical film,
like hood culture.
Yeah,
movie
and I'm just like, well, it's about the underground kingdom of gangs.
Oh yeah.
Right
So
here in
like
our home,
what?
LA, yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly. They were like, oh, this is like another LA gang movie.
Yeah, and I'm just like, well, I think LA has a culture, like LA gangs, like any type of gangs in any different state has their culture. Let's say that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
From
look at the
Atlanta
KKK,
to what?
Like, look at the KKK. I mean, they're a terrorist group.
That's a terrorist group, bro.
But I'm just saying they even have their culture.
I guess, yeah. No, I guess they do. Jesus,
I mean, I don't know anything about
A film.
that culture.
If you want to watch more about the KKK, watch Black Klansman.
I think it's quote unquote culture because it shouldn't be a culture.
No. It is culture because it's the way a group of people that like associate themselves to that group live. That's what culture means.
Yeah, I think I was just being a little bit more like
it shouldn't be.
Yeah. It should.
Like,
No, I mean, I think I was referring it
group.
in the sense of like justice wise. It shouldn't be.
No,
Like,
for sure.
It's
No,
not a
100%.
culture.
Anyone who disagrees with that,
it's just hate.
You
Right.
need to check
Anywho,
yourself.
but yeah, most of the critics were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, another stereotypical film." I was like, David
Yeah.
Crocker.
Okay, so
what are you doing?
this is just me, probably, but I got like shades of Tony Montano from Shia LaBeouf, like the first couple of minutes that I saw with him.
I don't know who Tony Montana is.
Yeah, I got
Scarface.
that vibe too.
Oh, okay.
I
Like
got that.
I felt like that he was emulating him just like as a cholo.
I got that vibe too. I think the moment he started talking though, it kind of changed it for me because he had that slight like Hispanic accent.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, fool?
Which
Yeah.
was
Like,
which was pretty good.
Yeah,
honestly.
Dog.
honestly, I loved his role in this
Yeah.
movie. Like Shia LaBeouf's role, I think he should have definitely played, if not the entire movie, like that fighting scene at the end.
So
Yeah.
here's a bit of research that might throw you off if you don't know this.
Okay, go.
The director said, because people were asking him, like, why did you cast Shia LaBeouf for like a cholo?
That's a good question.
And the director said, okay, first of all, like, he's not supposed to be brown. He's not supposed to be Hispanic. He's just a white guy that's a cholo in LA. Like, he grew up in LA, he grew up in the hood, and he's a cholo. He's one of them.
Which that's where that article that we were talking about earlier to me made no sense, right? Because I saw that too, and I was just like, but yeah, like
That makes sense.
it happens,
Which
right? Like
it does.
And that
There's
connects.
like, they'll call them güeros.
exactly,
And they're not, like, Miklo is kind of like,
yeah.
I mean,
And you know
he's
what?
half
It,
and
it
half,
makes
but-
sense with what you were saying because you were saying it earlier, like you wish that we had a little bit of a background of this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
like
and maybe the director's purpose was like, I'm just gonna avoid all that and just
Right.
get straight to
yeah.
the
He was
point.
like screw. I'm pretty sure they knew that these sort of like thoughts and ideas were gonna come their way.
yeah,
But the fact that he didn't put that in, I'm like, okay, maybe that's a low key statement. Like I don't need to do this to prove it to you
Yeah.
guys or whatever.
and I kind of like that they didn't give him like a typical white boy gangster
no.
name like
Yeah.
Güero, right? They gave him
Yeah.
a little creeper or
Yeah,
creeper.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that to me was pretty dope. Like
yeah, no,
definitely.
they definitely were creative about
or-
it. But
yeah,
I think, because, like, for example, Shia LaBeouf, I think, grew up in LA. So he has, like, a better understanding of, like, what goes
Did
around
he
here.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't think he grew up in, like, South Central or South LA.
I mean, he grew up at Nickelodeon. I mean,
Oh, my God. No, but...
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that was dumb of me.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting because, one, like, pages like, and I love their stuff, but, like, pages like We Are Me Too that said that, oh, he's brown-facing. Like, they needed, obviously
Yeah.
go fact check. Maybe they did after. I don't know, but
could be.
They never do,
But
bro.
then we saw a lot of the comments, or at least I saw a lot of the comments, and people were like, of the brown community were saying like, you know what, like he's a fool, like
Yeah.
it's cool, like there's no problem.
Who's
with that.
gone wild?
Shout out to
he's
Who's Gone
he's
Wild.
invited to
Hell
the
yeah.
barbecues.
Yeah, bro.
He's
Like,
invited to the
to me,
kids.
I found no offense because I think he played the role
really
Oh,
well.
he did really
respectfully.
well.
There was nothing like him doing like
nothing over the top.
stereotypical, like
Yeah.
besides being a cholo, like
Right,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
Like that's my neighbor right there.
yeah.
Yeah, straight up. Like that's my
Listen,
neighbor.
he's clearly the devil apparently, so
Yeah.
I know, right?
I wouldn't
Maybe.
step in there. But you know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Like to me, I overall his character
That's
I
an
think
insider.
was well done, and I respect him. And I think the main character, what's his name?
David.
David.
David. Like that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
David
character's
Soto,
name.
right? David
Yeah.
Soto. I think he did a great job too. Like,
Yeah.
it starts off like you said, cheesy.
Yeah.
Starts
Yeah,
off
yeah.
cheesy.
First scene, I was like, bro, like, who is this guy? He's
Yeah.
supposed to be the main guy?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, well, I didn't know he was the main guy.
That's what threw us. I think we
You
were talking
know.
about this too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it starts off with him, whereas in the trailer is more Shia.
like
So I'm
Shia.
like,
I'm
okay,
like-
when he meets up with
Yeah.
Shia, LaBeouf is gonna change.
yeah, I
right?
thought it was gonna be like a switch,
but then it didn't,
nope.
and I was just like, so that's why I was highly disappointed.
Right.
And the fact that I feel like they didn't use the full potential of his character. You know,
So I
like,
agree with that.
You know, and now thinking about it,
Wait, are we talking about
Shia,
LaBeouf?
yeah, Creeper.
Yeah.
What was his legal name?
They never mentioned it.
They never mentioned it.
No,
I don't think so, no.
it was
Okay.
always
It's Creeper.
Creeper.
Yeah.
Okay, so and it makes the 4 words make sense now that I'm thinking about it. One of them was family, loyalty,
Faith.
faith,
Faith.
which was because David was religious
Very.
because he kept preaching to
Right,
Creeper,
right.
hey, you should
Believe in God.
believe in God, and then he was like,
nah, fool.
nah, God doesn't exist. And what was the 4th one?
I was like family, loyalty, and
Faith was
Faith.
one.
I think it
I
was.
think that was it.
Nah, I could have sworn it was 4.
At
but-
the end, he said like, "I live for my familia.
oh yeah, he
die for
states
my
all of them.
familia.
I die for my
And I kill for
for my familia."
Yeah. So the loyalty, he was a very loyal friend, right?
quotable.
You know, he was ride and die, literal.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But like, you know, they. I was telling Billy in the car that I think this movie depended a lot on flashbacks. You know,
which I guess goes back to what Billy was saying. Like, we kind of wish there was more of like a background.
yeah,
story,
more of an
'cause
extension.
Yeah,
we
'cause,
had
like,
to
if
like
those-
that was our background story, but it was in bits and it was kind of hard to follow. Sometimes.
Yeah, like if they would have set it up with some type of background,
yeah.
we wouldn't need those flashbacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Like, it's just up to the audience to put those
Mm-hmm.
things
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
but they didn't do that.
So like it showed like in the first scene where they show the first action of tax collecting.
Right.
You know, they're intimidating the first group of, you know, gangsters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they show the flashbacks of him killing people in an acid.
Oh, right.
You know, torturing them and stuff like that. And like throughout the whole movie, he's always like on edge, but he never releases his like true potential of like
Yeah.
how crazy the
Yeah.
character could get.
Right.
You know, I felt like that was held back. Even his first fight, he was like, oh, I would have expected him to be like this like sick gunslinger. Even in the trailer, he was like, there was this part where
Yeah.
he mentions all these like all the artillery he has, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
dude, this
So he's
dude's
like, I
gonna
got
be-
one on my right
Yeah,
ankle,
yeah.
one on my left ankle.
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, this guy's a
Yeah.
Terminator,
No,
bro.
he
But
is.
you
Yeah,
know,
and so I agree with that. That's why I hoped. That's why I wished they would have left his character in a lot longer, right? At least do the last like shooting scene or fighting scene,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the main guy, right?
yeah,
And then probably in the process, okay, die.
Is that-
Well, you were talking about how, like, well, both of you guys were saying how you wish that there
The
was more
potential of the
exposure of,
character.
like, Shia's character and, like,
Yeah.
what was he really capable
yeah,
of,
and
you know?
and you know what? That's not our fault. That's the
No, I mean,
trailer and
that's
director's fault and the media.
That,
you know?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Honestly, I was hyped up for Shia. You know, the guy has been through a lot, and for him to do another movie, it was exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
no,
know?
for sure.
Like,
And honestly, okay, like, before I get into what I'm about to say, he's a good actor. Like, I haven't really seen
Shia.
anything
Yeah.
with him lately,
Yeah.
but he's a good actor.
yeah, I
Like,
appreciated
I did
him in
not-
Transformers. I know it's not a popular film.
I mean, that was a long time ago.
yeah, but I still appreciated
You
him.
were still waiting for Bumblebee to come out.
When they were in the car shop, I was like, yellow Camaro, yellow Camaro, yellow Camaro. Nothing. I was like, all right, well.
Dang it. Nah, but okay, just kind of like jumping off topic. So did you understand why? Like, I get it was to intimidate the guy, but when the guy coughed in that the auto shop scene,
Oh yeah.
and then Shia comes with the drill, and he's like, "Oh, sorry about your shoe." Like, what was that? That was so random.
Yeah, I think that was a little cheesy as well.
Yeah.
I just think
Cause like they were making it seem like he was gonna like drill him in the head or something, and then you just see like a close up of his shoe stepping on the other guy's shoe, and then he was like, "Oh, sorry about your shoe."
I
I'm
just
like,
if we take
that was
it
kinda
into
weird.
like, for example, me or Moya, right? Like we take care of our shoes. You step on my shoes.
that's a disrespect.
Intentionally, right?
Yeah.
It's more of like disrespect.
Sure.
And let's say you were
although it
as
was
scary
funny,
as
I don't think.
Creeper.
Nah, dude,
I don't
I
think it
think-
was needed in the movie. But I
think,
took it like, damn, this was disrespect,
Bro,
bro.
I learned that when I was like 6-7 years old with Jeremy. Like he
yeah.
would always wear like or take care of his shoes, and then he'd be like, "Oh, bro, like
Yeah.
you're stepping on my shoes." I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Well, like if Creeper came up to me and stepped on my Yeezys, I'm like, by all means, dog.
No, but the
Step on
guy's
my
shoes, I don't
Yeezys.
know. They didn't look anything special. I was just like,
no, I
Yeah,
feel you.
and that's where it was thrown off, right? Like
it was
this
just an
was wearing like
intimidating thing. I mean, like
I don't know.
It was
Yeah, but
just,
yeah.
it was just. I think it was a little stretched.
So after that scene, they go into the car. They're gonna go collect some more of the taxes for the drugs and all that. Shia was talking about some girl that he was like dating or something like that, or he was like hooked up with.
Oh, like the list of girls.
Yeah, no, the one girl that like, oh look at the pictures.
Oh, she's
and
like
stuff.
security guard, right? And then he
Something
asks,
like that.
He asks him like, "Why is she in a security outfit?" Because she's a security
Yeah,
guard.
but you
No,
know
but-
it was multiple girls, right?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
multiple
I-
girls.
Oh, you see, he's in it. He
but
always thought
I
it
was
was
talking
one.
about like this one girl in particular. It was funny
Oh.
because like he was like, oh bro, like look, here's a picture of her with like a carrot up her.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. They keep talking and messing around, and at the end of that line, I thought it was a funny like line. He was like, "Y'all need more carrots."
Yeah, I just think seeing that part, like where they were going around collecting the tax from the gangs and stuff, like I felt like that took a little bit too long. Like they could have used that money and time to like, like bring something else and more action.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but I think they were trying to establish like what does it mean to tax collect in that
Yeah,
scenario.
I can see that, too.
And also like that's not only their job, but it's something they're good at.
Also, one thing I want to add on to what you said, it was kind of cool to see Creeper get out of character. It was like there was
like-
layers of him.
Yeah,
You know, it was like
I appreciate that.
I'm the devil to I'm just your buddy, dog.
Exactly.
To
I like women.
yeah, it kind of humanized them a bit, but
Right.
like you know what? I don't know. I heard a doorknob, but
No, it was my chair.
oh, okay. Yeah. So that was. I mean, I thought that was like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. Also, what was I gonna say? I forgot already. Something about the Bloods, which was
Oh
a
yeah.
cool scene.
yeah, I definitely like. I was telling Moya like I appreciated the bringing the African American
Sure.
like
yeah.
culture into it too, because it's true. Like especially in LA, like it's not just Latinos.
Yep.
There's even white people out there trying to gang bang, and it's just
Yeah.
like, bruh.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And so like as the movie progresses, we started getting introduced to other characters in the movie that aren't necessarily in the gang or like in that close circle of
Yeah.
people that we were first introduced, like you guys said, the Bloods and all that. And then the next character that came on that I was just thrown off was George Lopez. I was
Yeah.
like, what the is that George
Which
Lopez?
turns
And
out
he's
to
like
be
the-
a high,
the
powerful
uncle.
character.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
he was the uncle of the main character, David, and he used to also be in like he used to be
He
a
was top
gangbanger,
dog, yeah.
and
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like Billy said, he was like top dog.
He
and-
was the tax collector.
yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Him and I guess the dad,
No, I
Yeah,
think it
yeah.
was just
It was dad and
the uncle.
the uncle. Really?
Right.
Okay, because I think you're right. Because I know Conejo, who is the main
He's like the main
Villain.
bad.
Villain,
Yeah, he's a
yeah.
villain. He's like the bad guy.
He in that scene when they first meet up, which was the whole turn of the movie, was when people actually stood against Creeper and David, which at first was like, okay, this is cool, but then I was like, damn, I really feel bad for them after
because my thing
everything went
was
downhill.
my issue with this whole storyline is you're telling me two people that go around collecting tax on gangs. There's
Yeah.
only two of you. You literally have
Yeah.
no other people with you.
Yeah.
You guys are top dogs.
Yeah, no,
Big
for sure.
boss.
I think they only
is-
depended on their name.
Yeah,
That's how I thought of it.
It could be, but my
Yeah.
thing is like.
But I
this dude
wouldn't. If
literally
I were
has
them, I
no
wouldn't do
backup.
that.
Like,
Yeah,
where's
yeah.
this was backup?
Yeah, I personally wouldn't just depend on Creeper. I swear, Creeper does remind me of JC.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a friend of ours, but you know, shape and everything, and I'm like, I wouldn't depend on JC. You know, freaking protecting me, bro. I need a whole crew, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
no, for
exactly.
sure.
but yeah, no. So the villain.
Yeah, and just a little background of the
Yeah.
villain when we're introduced to him, that I guess there's this theme of also like good and evil,
Oh, you're right.
in the
Yeah.
sense like I didn't notice it until I'm saying it right now, because like I guess all gangs are low key evil because they take out, well, they have like their drug empire, but they also like kill, and they just do terrible things, so it doesn't matter. But I guess that even in their culture, in their world, there's some good and evil, and that's what this movie was trying to portray. How like the main character David was like very religious and like believed in God, but then there was a villain who they also made portray like to be like really evil.
Yeah,
and
I
he
laughed because of
worshiped the
that.
devil.
Because
Like
of that
Satan.
scene, bro. That scene had me
there's
shook.
Yeah.
That's where all that money went to.
You want to go into
All that
detail
use
with that
of blood and him spitting the
Oh,
water
yeah,
or whatever
that
he
was
was
scene?
spitting.
I think it was alcohol.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
He
yeah,
was
it
drinking
was.
alcohol and spitting it all over the shrine.
Yeah.
Kills a chicken, and he's like, nah.
That's
chicken
not
blood
enough.
is not enough.
I don't know.
Chicken
Was it
blood
a
is not
chicken or
enough.
was
It
a
was.
bunny?
It was
It was
a
a
chicken.
chicken.
Oh, because
That's
in my
it,
head, I'm
yeah.
like, maybe it was like a rabbit because his name was Conejo. So maybe he's like.
Maybe that's
sacrificing
too
it.
much in character.
Yeah. you thought too much into that, bro.
Maybe he thought about it once, and he's like, you know what? I think I'm overdoing this a little too much. Let me switch it up a bit. But yeah, a chicken wasn't enough for him.
Yeah.
Well, what did he bring in, Billy? What did he bring in?
Then he brought in some naked woman he had sitting in the background.
My assumption, a virgin, probably.
It could be. And then like
Wow.
another.
That's wild.
No, that's how they
Nah, I'm
work,
kidding.
dude.
Yeah. How do you know that?
Dude, there's
just
people who
kidding.
give their testimonies. What the heck?
Oh yeah. No, but then he brings an assistant, little freaking painted from head to toe.
Oh, you mean gata?
I don't think that was her.
I'm sure it was her, bro.
Oh, I don't know then.
Because that was like her right
right
hand.
hand.
Yeah.
And,
that was the female creeper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
and
much.
then,
I mean, that dude. One of my favorite lines was like they were at the quince, and then
yeah.
she comes or whatever, and then they was like, "Man, you should like get with her and like make some evil babies." Or whatever.
yeah, that was funny. But yeah, like that sacrificing scene was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like yeah, so then he brings in the woman, the assistant slashes her throat or cuts her throat, and then like the blood starts like pouring all over his body,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's where I was like,
This is weird.
This is weird.
Yeah.
And but I'm sure it's stuff that really happens in day-to-day life.
No, for sure.
And you know what? For a Cholo movie, God still came first.
Yeah. But it's funny
God
because
still
like
won over.
God still won.
it's funny because like one of the lines that I thought was also funny, and I felt like we could relate to as people that grew up in like very conservative homes. Like he was like, "Oh, you do some yoga, like mom, that's satanic."
Oh yeah, I did remember that line.
And I was
He
like, "Bro, this guy grew up in church with us."
For real.
But yeah, like at the half an hour mark, I started feeling that it was getting better. Because that first half an hour, I just felt like, I don't know if I'm going to like this movie. But once it reached the half hour mark, I was like, okay, this is getting good.
definitely.
I noticed that 2 scenes were filmed just down the street from here, from my house in LA.
Was it the tire
So
shop?
the tire shop, I think it's
Really?
on Virgil. So it's going down that way, like towards Hollywood. I'll show you guys sometime. And then the what was that?
Oh, I said it looked like one from Huntington Park. But
Oh,
because I used to work over there, but probably not.
Yeah, I don't
mean-
know. It looked like this one. And I was
Yeah.
trying to look at the background to see if that was, and I couldn't
Not
tell.
to be
But I think it
racist
might
against
be.
tire shops, but they
all
look
look
They
like-
can, they look no, for sure.
The yellow and the
Yeah, the yellow and the red, and the tires outside, and then like that lot.
The Theo sitting in the
Right.
in the outside.
Trabajo, mijo.
Dude, and he was watching like some Mexican novela. I don't know what he was watching. But then the other location was here in just around the corner on Temple, and it's literally down the street from El Camino,
Okay.
the school.
Okay.
So the scene where they meet Conejo after he had or Gata, yeah, it was like a restaurant.
Oh, the restaurant. My bad.
Yeah. So after Gata came in, like, hey, like, we want to see you to talk about your uncle or whatever. And so then they go into the restaurant. I'm like, bro, that's Tacos Mexico right next to that club
you got the scenes
restaurant.
confused.
And so I'm like, huh?
You got the scenes confused. When,
No,
when
it
she
was there.
comes to say I want to talk about your uncle, it was at the
Quince.
at the
No.
bar. They go to a rave looking club.
Yeah. That's sometimes
That's the taco place.
there's a taco place next to it,
Oh, okay.
like the exterior.
Okay, I thought you were talking about because you said the first time they meet Conejo was at a restaurant or a house looking
Oh,
place.
maybe I'm confusing.
And then the second time they meet Conejo, it was at a club, which unfortunately George Lopez's head.
Okay,
was
so
in
I
the
think I'm
freezer.
talking about.
No, so the second time was they met at the Quince.
No.
Because then she tells him, you haven't checked your phone?
That's
Yeah.
why they met at the club.
And then they
Right.
go to the club.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
talking about that scene.
The club.
Yeah, so that
Oh,
was filmed
yeah.
over here,
The club.
like just down the street.
How do you know about the club?
Cause I see it outside all the time, bro. heck?
I've been there a few times.
You know, as a extra bit for this episode, we should go to the club and reenact this. No, he hit the desk, but reenact the scene.
What?
That scene where George Lopez's head
Oh,
was in the. Was it? They had hands, no?
yeah, bro. It was
Yeah,
like
it
the
was kind of
hands,
creepy.
like,
it was
like that.
yeah,
Holding his own face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
pretty
was
much. Well, I was
very
like, oh,
intense.
shit. Dude, I'd literally not scream, but I just like, what?
Yeah,
I yelled
yeah.
at the TV.
Yeah, I kind of expected it.
I knew he was gonna
to an
die.
extent. Or
I
I,
knew he
was,
was gonna
like,
die.
either he's sitting there waiting, scared as hell because it's just him now and the
Right.
bodyguards are dead.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna get killed. But one way or another, I knew he was gonna die.
Oh no, for sure. Like I saw it coming, but I still reacted to it, and I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
this is how I know like it's getting good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought the conversation with the hey, remember when we met at the King Taco in South Central?
Uh-huh.
that part was funny. What were you gonna say?
I
Something?
know. I was gonna say that I liked how quickly it got intense from that point.
Yeah,
Like
turn
it was
corners
just
quick.
action after action, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I just wish it would have been most of the movie. But
No, for
it
sure.
is what it is.
Yeah, it was also a little heartbreaking to see the main character's wife get killed.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just seeing his life crumble.
I shed like a little
Yeah.
cholo tear. You know?
You drew with like a marker. Dude, okay, wait. Going back to that scene when they went to the tattoo shop to collect, like I thought he was Shia LaBeouf was gonna kill the guy with the tattoo or like hurt him
or
like, torture
or
him.
draw like a penis on his back or something.
No, I wish they would have showed what he drew. Like,
Yeah, no, he didn't. I think he genuinely just
like followed the tattoo.
followed the tattoo.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but I legit thought that he was gonna do something to him.
Yeah. I
And
thought he
I
wasn't
also-
gonna have the money.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I appreciate about David, because I was telling Billy, I feel like there wasn't a lot of character development in him, but now thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? I could kind of see I think the beginning of it was where the concept of family, because he was mentioning family a lot, where
Yeah.
family was very important to him. You know, and I think for any father, none of us are fathers, but like
Right.
I can only imagine like our friends are fathers, and I can only imagine how much like love and protection you
Yeah.
want for your kids and wife.
But then you have that conflict, right, of him being the good guy, but then he still has to be bad.
Yeah, he still has
because-
exactly, and that's where that scene comes in where someone's 20 grand short,
Yeah.
Right.
and they go to his house. They're about to
Yeah.
blow his heads off, and I'm like, okay, finally I see Creeper doing his thing, and then the guy's like, I'm sorry, I hid the money. It was because of my daughter's leukemia.
Yeah.
They interrogate him in case he's lying, and then David's like, Creeper, just let him go. I'll
Yeah.
take care of the rest.
Right.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and then at the end, you know, you see even the Bloods being like, they got your kids, you know, they got your family, like, we'll help you out, you know. Which also, I jumped of excitement. I was like, oh, dude, the Bloods are helping him out, bro.
Yeah.
Like, let's get this going.
I'll tell you who'd be upset at that scene, though. The Cribs.
You ain't wrong.
But yeah, and I love that character, by the way. The main Blood, really cool. I could see him as like an uncle. Yeah. I'm like, hey Theo, like how's it been?
Damn, bro.
Look,
I ain't going to your family's get together.
Okay, look, like moving forward, in the movie when David was getting his family together because like he saw what they did to his uncle, so he was like trying to protect him and stuff. And I just thought, like, I know this is not cinema sins or anything like that. You know what cinema sins are?
Yeah.
Okay, so he knows, but basically it's when you really dissect the movie to see how accurate things are. If there's like a lack of I'm not trying to do that right now. But there was one thing that stuck out to me. I was like, what? So when he goes to the school and picks up his kids, I was just like, where's the teacher? Why like no one?
Oh, why is no one freaking out? The bloody head.
Exactly. Like if I saw, also, I don't care if that's his dad or not. I was like, well, excuse me, sir. Like, what are you doing? You know.
Classes looked like they weren't from here.
True.
I was like, did they travel? I was like, did they travel to Mexico for their kids, bro?
God.
Like, what is going on?
I agree with you. I questioned that too. Weird. I was like, there's literally no one stopping him.
Yeah. The mom, it looked a little more like it could pass, but the dad, no, dude. Even that's like sexist. When the dad got because the mom was like, you know, she just got out of work, and the dad was like bloody torn up shirt, bloody head, and everything. I was like, that's kind of weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I would have even been fine if they didn't even show that scene. If somehow they just like, oh, we gotta go pick up the kids. They go and then they come out or something like that. I questioned that a lot too. There's little things like that I question, but I'm like, then again, I felt like it was rushed.
Yeah,
you know, I got the sense of it being
also
rushed.
The ending. You know, like, is it okay to skip all the way to the ending now?
Not yet. There's two more things I want to say. So one, dude, those were some gory scenes, like from the tire shop all the way to like Creeper getting tortured and killed.
Yeah,
agreed.
That was really crazy.
I had to bite something, bite my lip or something, because like I was just like, you know, I thought they were gonna do something like very satanic, because there was those steel things going through his legs, and I thought they were gonna like crucify him.
Dude, I was like, dang, dude, this guy's not gonna walk. Yeah, because I literally thought he was gonna survive.
Yeah. Again, because the movie's kind of about him.
Yeah, or you would think it was about him.
Right.
And then they just crush his legs.
And
they just curb stomp him. Yeah. And I'm just like, wow.
But
that
was painful to watch.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only other thing that I could... No, that wasn't, like, as bad. Have you guys seen 13 Reasons Why?
Yeah.
No.
First season?
Yeah.
No.
You know what scene I'm talking about? The cutting...
Oh, where she's cutting herself?
Yeah, dude, that was so hard to sit through.
Yeah.
And this one is along those lines, just not as bad, but it was really hard. It was...
You're talking about the Shia LaBeouf scene, so?
Yeah, when Creeper was getting killed, yeah. So that's one, and then two two more things. So when the wife dies, or when he comes back and he finds the wife dead, I just thought he was too calm at first. Maybe it was like shock.
What I didn't understand was he literally walked by her.
Yeah.
And then looked in the mirror and saw her.
Definitely.
That's true. Yeah.
I was like, I think you would have noticed a big old body.
Yeah.
In your
that
wife
was kind of weird. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of weird because he was just like, oh, like come on, like you're alive, and he was just like,
maybe it was shock. It was like not,
I didn't buy it.
Processing it.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I've seen some videos where like some unfortunate videos where people are like, oh, wake up, but they just don't want to admit to themselves that they passed away.
I think we would have bought into it if they would have left the sound on, like him yelling, like no or something, or like in agony, right? Like
right, because
like, that would have been more convincing.
Yeah.
Once he like washes her off and stuff like that, and he has like,
which I didn't understand either. He puts himself in the tub in there.
I mean, I think
I've never been in that situation, fortunately, right?
Yeah,
so I don't know. I don't know what I would react.
I don't think. Yeah,
I don't think.
But but I was gonna say I just think it's I don't know. It was just kind of weird. But then I was like, maybe he was just in shock, and that's why he's reacting like this. And then, like, when it really hits him, that's when he's really, like, getting into my, okay. Here's where I'm really feeling his pain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then the last thing I was going to say is that look, this movie, I don't think it was aiming for this, but I really like the shot, like cinematography wise, when David's thinking about his wife, and I think she's just smiling into the camera and stuff. Like,
and it's
I
like
really
the really bright light from behind. Right?
Like I really liked it because it really shows that even though in a sense she was involved because like he was involved, she really wasn't involved. And like her character was pure and almost like angelic in a sense. And was
even
just
in
like
his prayers. Oh no, in the scene where she passed away.
When they're going like flashback, I'm talking about. There's this one scene where it's like
what
a
we
focus
stated.
on,
Where you been at, bro?
Really? you mentioned where when she's holding her, he's praying to God that don't take her away because she's
and there's like a little
pure?
like vignette shot of her just smiling. There's like the background. I think it's like grass or something like that.
I literally zoned out for 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I really enjoy that shot, like for the camera work and the way they framed it and everything. But literally, that's the only one scene that I could think about that.
Yeah,
for that.
No, she was loyal to the end.
She was
for sure.
You know who wasn't loyal though?
Gata.
The grandma?
Conejo's grandma, bro. Conejo's grandma was straight up like, I know where he is. Just kill him for me, please. I'm tired of this dude.
That scene also I found weird. There was no security. Like the kids are just sitting there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, like I didn't see any conejos.
Well, I guess technically they took him out. No.
No. Not in that scene. They literally get the address from the guy because they go to one house first.
Right.
They kill the guys except one. Mm-hmm. They get the information where the kids are through a text that the guy had. Mm-hmm. They show up, and then the kids are there just with the grandma.
Yeah.
I mean, I could kind of see that. Like I don't want kids around my. Like
if I leave them with grandma, so you don't care about grandma getting killed.
Well, like how would they know? I would at least in my head. I'd be like, I just wouldn't expect you going at my grandma's place because
that makes sense.
I already sent you. I asked you to come to a specific place, thinking that we were gonna kill you as we did with all your group. Gotcha. But in reality, it's like, nope, psych. We got the Bloods on our side, and we popped your homies.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then, dude, that other scene where he grabbed his head and skinned him onto the asphalt.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, bad. Dude, that was.
He looked like a Two-Face.
Grandma, bro. Grandma was sick of his crap.
Yeah, pretty much. She said,
Grandma was.
She did not hesitate. She said, "Here."
Straight up, like I know where people is.
Yeah,
just do me a favor, mijo. Just do me a favor, man. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
And then I think the last scene, the fighting scene or the shooting scene, I think it was really well done. I think the fact that it was just him versus
him versus
it was again good versus evil.
Yeah.
And literally like no one else around. I think that was
cool. Yeah,
I think that was good.
Finally took out female creeper who was annoying to me.
Yeah,
and I just kind of expected it to be like the whole blood gang was gonna go. But it was just
but then
both of them.
He made it clear where it's this
volunteers.
isn't our issue. Yeah,
you can only take parties of 10.
Oh my gosh.
He made it clear where it was voluntary because it wasn't really their issue.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Right. But also that theme of like good versus evil is like, man, today like all of our sins wash away or whatever.
Oh yeah, right.
So there was just that reoccurring theme of like good versus evil and like spirituality.
Now that we dissect this whole thing, now it makes me want to go back and watch it and okay, let's
what did I miss?
Yeah. What are those four words really meant?
Yeah.
I still can't think of the fourth one, but when you were talking about Rush, by the way, I also thought. Can we hit the last scene?
Yeah.
No? The last scene was when he finds out that. When he finds out that Mago is the dad.
Wait, what?
Mago was the dad
Wizard.
of David.
Wizard.
You didn't know that?
No, at the end we find out.
Wait, you're telling me
from
how
the
did
start.
you know from the start?
No, not at all.
I knew he was like the shot caller. That's
why
why
he called the shots, but I didn't think that was his dad.
When the wife answers the phone and says, "Let me talk to him," And then he gets the phone, and all he does is laugh. And he's like, why doesn't he talk to me?
Okay.
I got the sense of that. Because
I
he's like,
mean,
why
there
doesn't my
is-
dad want to talk to me?
There is some
You got
foreshadowing.
issues, bro.
Nah, bro.
like I'll admit, I did kind of think that too, but it was like the very back of my mind. In my head, I'm like, nah, that can't be his dad.
Yeah.
But then there was something that I think it was
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Oh man.
I think it
no,
was
dude, I never-
David who said something like, yeah, I don't know, I grew up without my dad or this and that. And I don't know, just connecting the pieces, I was like, maybe that might be his dad. But I just kind of put that thought in the back of my head. I never really thought it was his
All right. Well, to me, it was like
Because even, sorry
This
to
is
cut you
stupido.
off.
No, I was kidding.
Right, even when he's talking to his uncle, right, they start mentioning the dad
Right.
and how he's in jail.
I don't think they mentioned that he's in jail.
I thought he was dead.
Watch it right now, bro. Go to minute 17.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. To me, anywho, yeah, I just feel like he was like, the power is yours. Palpatine.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, no, I don't want it, Dad. I don't want it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's
like
like
a war.
Like I think the ending was good. I just think the last scene would have been him with like his kids, like enjoying
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. And then the last second, he just looks to the screen and it just goes black.
Put his eyed closed.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right. Well, I wasn't satisfied with the ending. I mean, it was cool that it was, I guess, wrapped up. But he was like, Dad, I don't want this. I just want to start over.
I think it would have been even better if he continued the whole thing. Like,
Right.
I worked my butt off. Now I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Keep
Because
it
it seems
going.
like, and you know what? He said, there's two gone, so you're left. I'm like, you're talking about your brother? Is that it, like right?
No, he was talking about Conejo.
Two of them are gone.
Yeah,
Conejo
no, they were
and-
talking about Conejo and David.
No. He's talking about his dad who does the last phone call.
Right.
He's like,
he was
two of them
there
are
was
gone,
Now there's
and
only
there's just
one
one.
left.
So I thought of it as
Wait,
like,
who was the other one?
No,
then, if
he
it's
didn't
not?
say there. He says there was two.
Yeah.
One
No.
is gone.
Yeah.
So there's only one left.
Right.
what? Okay,
That is what he says.
I'm gonna see the video again because I could have sworn he was like, there was two, and
Now
now
one
it's
is
just you
gone.
left.
Yeah, because Conejo's dead.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because Conejo was trying to take over the whole thing.
Yeah.
And like be the
I just
top
I just
dog
thought that
again.
he was talking about his brother because technically the brother was in command. If you
I
want
can see that too.
because he was doing the shots. He was telling David, "Don't do this. Hold on.
Right.
Hold on." And then it was just barely like him versus Conejo.
Cornejo.
Because
I mean, that's the last name, but
'cause
that's
even-
not this guy.
because even
Dude,
this,
we should watch Narcos
I have
if you
to,
guys
man.
haven't.
yeah, I have
It's
already.
good.
But you know, even in their scene where David was like, "Oh, you're scared of him," so I thought it was like, you know, George Lopez versus the Satanic guy. You know, so like,
Yeah.
Conejo.
I don't know. I gotta rewatch it. I think you
Yeah.
guys are right.
And
But-
overall, I think they made David look weak from the start.
Yeah.
But I
So
think
for
that's
him to be running things, I was just like, that's odd.
Yeah.
But I think that's the point. Like he was just this guy that was told what to do. Now he's gonna call the shots. I think that was like the arc of the character of seeing him be like, okay, like you're just one of the guys that is gonna follow orders, you know, and
Yeah.
you're gonna be doing whatever.
And I guess
But
that's
he
why
had
they
to-
put Creeper with him, right? For him to be
Right,
that
right.
guy of like, I'll take him out.
But the fact that like at the end he ends up taking out the guy, and he ends up taking out his army, and he ends up like
So
getting
he does
revenge.
have the potential.
So in other, yeah, because
Yeah.
I think throughout the movie there were like bits and pieces of kind of showing that he can't do it or that he isn't
Right,
anyone.
right,
Because
right,
even
right.
his uncle's like, man, you ain't nothing. Like come back here. You can't go until I say you go. And then he comes back. So I think like bits and pieces. It's kind of like a hero's journey, I think is what they call it, where this guy, nobody wants to become somebody, and so then he goes through this journey, and like he goes through a lot of like, I don't know, I guess like falls, and like he experiences a lot of hurt and pain that causes him to grow to be that hero, and then do the thing that like needs to be done.
Really? I thought the total opposite. I was just like, this dude just wants to run away. Hence the last phone call. I was like, I don't want any of this. Because he didn't give him an answer.
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, he actually became the hero, and he took out the guy Conejo. He took out the army. He got revenge for his wife, his uncle, I guess in a sense his dad.
I don't know. I just saw it as like he's just poor guy in a poor situation, and he just got out of it, and that's it. And because he was running away. His solution was running away. Let me get my millie, and let me dippy. You know, that didn't rhyme.
It does rhyme, millie dippy.
It just doesn't rhyme well.
Well, it's there, but
don't get me started with what rhymes.
But anyway, yeah, I thought the ending was okay.
Nah,
like the ending of him beating Conejo.
Yeah, that was
that's cool.
I think
but at the end where he's like, "You did it,"
Daddy, no,
it's kind of weird.
Daddy, please, I want her back.
And then
I'm like, all right,
what happens? He just
looks at the screen and he's like, "End scene."
Yeah, like I felt it was kind of not a great ending.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, if it would have showed him with his kids, like, just enjoying life, that would have been just a better way to kind of mellow it out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I think... Did you want to say something?
No, I was going to say, so, like, what are your, like, initial ratings of it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's a good time to rate. So, out of 10, what do you guys give it?
Me, personally, I would give it, like, a 7 out of 10.
Okay. I give it a 6.5.
I'm okay. I'm curious though. What's a 10 to you?
Ooh.
Because I want to know what's your scale. What's a 10 to you?
I think like a 9. No, a 9.5 for me is Coco.
Oh my god!
I was not expecting.
Can you give me a non-animated?
Yeah, I'll give you a 10. Toy Story. Toy Story 1, I'll be specific.
9.5. Ooh. Okay, 9.5 for me, I think would be The Godfather Part 1 or Part 2. Well, I don't know. But The Godfather. I haven't... Either Part 2 or Part 1.
Okay.
That's like a 9 for sure.
For a 9. I'd say 9. I can't think of a 10 right now. But if you're talking about 9, which gives you a little bit more leverage to not be judged, per se, Goodfellas. I'd say Goodfellas.
That's a really good
9,
movie.
A strong 9.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
You know. But more modern? Do you have any more modern ones?
Okay, like 8.5. Because
gosh.
because I can't think of a 9 right now, but I can think of movies that I really like that I can objectively call them good, but not like I'm not gonna rate
Amazing.
them 10.
Okay.
So like 8.5 for me is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Okay.
That's 8.5 for me because it's not like a cinematic masterpiece, but it's a really fun, really good movie.
It's a good film. Okay.
Yeah.
I think if we're using this man's movies, I think Fury is like an 8.5 to 9.
Okay.
You know, or Saving Private Ryan. You know what?
I haven't seen
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
that's my 9. That was a really good war movie. It's not as modern because it was in below 2010.
Okay, wait. I have a 8.5/9.
Okay, we're losing track here, guys.
1917.
Okay.
Have you guys seen that?
With Andrew Garfield?
No,
that's
a different one.
Yeah.
No, have you guys not seen 1917?
No, is that the okay?
That's the one cut war.
Yeah, one cut. Okay, we'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it. But what's your 9?
So wait, what's okay?
What's your rating?
What's your rating of the movie?
Of the movie?
We heard what's an 8 or a 9 for you. So
okay. I'll go to 5.5 to 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's the word fair. Honestly, that's my definition of 5. Like 5 to 6.
Yeah.
7 is the max of fair, but to me, it's like a 5.5 to 6. But I think I'm landing more on 5.5.
Okay, so would you recommend it?
Would I recommend it?
Wait, did you say your rating
to
already?
our listeners?
Yeah, I said a 7.
You said 7. You said
6.5.
All right. Well.
Yeah, would I recommend it? I'm gonna say
why?
yes. I'm gonna say yes. Simply,
yes, and why?
I think it's a movie just to check out. My why is just kind of, I don't know. I like the movie. I think I was just really paying close attention to certain details because we were doing this podcast.
Right.
So I was like nitpicking everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
But overall, I think if I would just sit down and enjoy the movie, I'd recommend it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, and I would too. I wouldn't be like, don't watch it. You know,
Yeah,
it's like, what movie have I said don't watch?
I have one, which I'll say.
You have one?
Yeah.
I would probably have to think about it, but it is a movie where it's like, okay, like, I think you're right. I think if I wasn't doing this podcast, I'd be like, oh, yeah, let's tell everybody to watch it.
Yeah.
But if somebody asked now, if somebody, I don't think I would randomly say it. If somebody asks or brings it up, then I'd be like, yeah, you should. Because to me, it's like, okay, one is Shia LaBeouf. He's not the main guy, but it's someone to appreciate. And I like gangster movies, you know?
They're good, yeah.
I like the whole power trip stuff.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, that's just me, though. So, that's me.
No, for sure. I recommend it. I think if you like, you know, like Moya was saying, like gangster movies, movies that have to do with the hood, this is definitely an LA movie. Not hardcore LA, but LA enough for you to, I guess, be exposed to a subculture of the LA culture.
Yeah.
Which is like the cholos and the gangs and stuff.
And there's a lot of like Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
And
No,
so
definitely.
I think that's shooting towards a,
No, for sure.
like
And
LA vibes.
yeah. And yeah, so I think if you like those kinds of movies like Blood In, Blood Out, I think I heard American Me is like this kind of like that would fall under that category. Okay. You would like this movie. I think like I'll just say this. Don't expect like a really, really good movie, just like a fun movie.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
And also like don't base your interest in this movie for the first, like, based on the first 20-25 minutes, because the first 20-25 minutes I feel like
Agreed.
They could have done way better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you want to watch a movie that just came out, like a new movie, if you want to watch some action, watch some like fun like dialogue, this would be a good movie to watch
for sure. And don't buy into this whole brown face thing.
Oh yeah, the brown face is not true, because Shia LaBeouf's character was not even trying to be like a brown face. He was being like a gangster, like a cholo, but he wasn't trying to be like Hispanic or anything like that.
Let me read you this comment that somebody left on an article from Variety. Here, it's pretty funny. So somebody said,
oh, before you go to that, so Moya was talking about like, have I ever talked about a movie I would not recommend? I will. Do you guys remember that movie called LOL with Miley Cyrus and Demi Moore? Yeah. So out of curiosity, I saw it a long time ago, and I was like, this is gonna be dumb. Dude, it was dumb. I was like, I see what they're trying to do, but this is pretty bad. So
yeah. So the comment on this article from Variety says, the title they put was "Whites Painting Out Latinos as Dogs is Hollywood." Then the comment says, "Get this racist brown face depiction out of here. These whites depicting Latinos as criminals is disgusting, and Shia should take a visit to East LA in his Mexican racist costume and see what happens. Hollywood racism against Latinos continues." Somebody responds to him and says, "So funny that you played directly into the stereotype in your comment, threatening him with Mexican violence in East LA simply for wearing a costume. You just reinforced the thing you are mad about and showed the stereotype to be true. Nice going, dummy."
Hold on.
What was the name of that
What was
commenter?
the name of the critic?
So this was just a comment on the article.
Okay. What was the comment? What, like, was as a Latino or?
He doesn't specify.
Okay.
What
about
he just
the
put the
person that
title.
responded?
The person that responded to the comment, the name was In a Rush. It doesn't. They don't specify.
Okay.
But
That's interesting.
But I'm assuming from the first comment, it's somebody Latino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it says whites painting out Latinos as dogs in Hollywood. Like,
And
that's his title of his
think
comment.
This is like a whole different topic, but I'm kind of tired of people like gatekeeping.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
like like especially if it's not
I think
even
it's called
like
gaslighting, right?
Is it called gaslighting? I don't know. I just know one of the words is called gatekeep. I cannot ever imagine me being behind a gate and having a white man speak for me.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
because
Oh,
then
for sure.
that also speaks volume of how entitled they feel.
yeah, definitely. Or it doesn't even have to be
It's
white.
like,
just
you don't
anyone
gotta defend
outside that
yourself.
race.
I got you, dog. And it's
Yeah,
like, nah, man,
I'm
I don't
like,
need you.
nah, I'm
can speak
chill
for
about
myself.
it, you know. And if you're Latino and not chill about it, you got issues, bro. Cause
Yeah.
you gotta get your priorities somewhere else, you know. Like,
Yeah, I think it just goes back to
Yeah,
what
whatever.
I was saying in the beginning. Like, me personally, I don't feel offended if
Yeah.
like the person that is portraying a person of color, like at least for me as a Latino, if they do a good job, dude,
Yeah.
by all means.
Yeah.
But if they're doing something like that, say like, I don't know, I'm watching like a movie about immigrants and there's a white person trying to be Latino and they end up like, I don't know, just
flopping it.
flopping it, and it's
Yeah.
like just cringy to watch, and they're like
Definitely.
making us seem like something we're not, or you know, if it was something like that, that's when I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
You know, but
No
in
one
this
had
case,
issues
like,
with Miklo.
you know, well, Miklo isn't even like American.
He's half, no?
I don't know.
Yeah,
actually,
he's half. His people would bag on him because his dad is white.
No. I meant like the actor, right?
Oh, the actor. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
I don't know.
Miklo Velka. Who was Damien Chapa?
I've been telling Billy that should be our new clan. Vatos Locos for life.
VL4L.
What was I gonna say?
Oh, his ancestry. He was born in Ohio, but his ancestry is of Mexican, Italian, German, Native American.
Would you look at that? He played it so well too.
You know the one guy that I actually enjoyed being in the movie, which I thought was pretty funny, was the guy that's always Hector in every movie.
Yes.
I think his
Oh,
real name
wait.
is Noel.
What was he in
something.
this movie?
Yeah.
Wait,
When?
what? Where?
He was the one at the shop in downtown. And they
Noel
pull a gun at him.
Guglielmi.
That he's talking about
talked
the
about
pills.
this,
He's talking about the
like,
pills
a while back.
in Mexico, and he tells him like,
Oh,
if you
you're
know a
right.
chemist,
That's hilarious.
and then
bro.
he pulls
Yeah.
a gun on
That's
him.
him.
Yes,
Oh my
dude.
gosh, dude! I didn't even realize that. No, bro, he's been in all the movies that the director has been in.
Wait, you
he's known
realize
for
out of
Fast and the
his
Furious.
face?
He's known
Yeah.
for Street
Huh?
Kings.
Like you
Training
realized
Day.
on the spot?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. I totally missed that.
That is hilarious. Hold
I
on, let
really
me see.
missed that.
2020.
And he's always playing Hector in every
Hector.
movie.
Was his name Hector in this one?
They didn't say a name.
Yeah, he was just
Oh yeah,
downtown LA.
his name was Snoopy. So he was in this movie.
Oh,
That's so
man,
funny.
these cholo names.
Damn.
But anywho,
Yeah, so those are our thoughts of Tax Collector. So I guess as a whole, we're just saying go watch it if you want.
Yeah.
Those are the kinds of movies that interest you.
Yeah. Or
Definitely
rewatch
give it a
it if
watch
you
it.
already watched it.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
you know, just let us know if there's anything that you caught that was interesting that we didn't mention.
Go
and-
comment it on our Instagram page, what you thought about it,
Yeah.
your feelings, maybe your ratings. Give us your ratings on what you thought about the
do
movie.
you
And
agree with us? Do you disagree with us?
Mhm.
Yeah. DM us and let us know what other things you want to hear us review. I mean, there's a lot of things coming out all the time, and I think it'd be fun to get to know what you guys want to hear, what you guys want us to review. So let us know.
So thank you for tuning in to Past the Aux Court podcast. This has been great from your friendly neighborhood German,
Spider-Man.
German, Moya, and Billy. Have a good one. Be safe. Stay healthy. Take care, guys.
Man, y'all need more carrots.
Peace out. SS.
Adios, fool.